Hi, so I'm delighted to tell you that it is autumn, which is my favourite season. I much prefer autumn winter clothes and makeup to spring and summer, so I'm delighted to say that the autumn colours are in. I've got a selection of them here. Every year you'll find that autumn colours are a bit richer and darker, but never has this been more true than this year, when everything's kind of really deep and rich and jewel toned. There's lots of teal and navy blue, which I love, and bottle green, aubergine purples, very deep royal purples, those sorts of colours, especially for nails, eyes and lips. And they're so beautiful, they're so lovely to wear, and they make you feel really glamorous and really dressed up. And even if you only wear them in the evening, it's a really nice trend to get involved with. So what I would recommend when you're upscaling to your autumn look is maybe stop wearing your kind of very sheer tinted moisturiser and go for something with a little bit more coverage, whether that's a tinted moisturiser with a bit more coverage, like a Laura Mercier one, for example, or whether you switch to a proper foundation. Just gives you a more clear base to put colour on top of. In general, strong colour, like strong eye and lip colour, looks better on really clear skin, which is more achievable with a foundation than with something very sheer. Whereas summer colours tend to be, you know, kind of quite forgiving. You can wear, you know, a lip gloss or a little bit of bronzer or something, and it doesn't matter so much what your base is like underneath. But in general, a good base is needed for an autumn look. So I've got lots and lots of colours and products here. I've chosen my 6 favourites in the column, but I've got a bigger selection here. One of the products I really love is these new Laura Mercier eye sticks. I love them because they're so easy. I know from lots of your emails that you're not confident applying eyeshadow. These, especially dark colour, these are just brilliant. They're like a crayon and they go on like silk. They're called Caviar Stick Eye Colour. And then you just blend them in with your finger, and look, I mean, that just couldn't be easier. I'm not putting it on my eye because I'm going to show you a different colour on my eye. But look, I mean, so simple, really nice and moisturising, and actually they don't wear off the way lots of cream colours do. They also come in this colour, which is really pretty, amethyst, which is a very sort of soft, lilac-y purple colour, but not horrible and pastel-y, kind of nice and rich and deep and velvety. And then there's an almost black charcoal one called Smoke, which I really love. If you're bold enough to go that dark, that's a really lovely one. And with these, I would just start with like an ivory base and then just put those over the lid, over the top, and just stick with that and not start adding loads of other colours. It's a strong enough look on its own. I think it looks more modern to just have one bold colour instead of starting to mess around with lots of different shades. But what I thought I would show you is this palette by Chanel. The reason I wanted to show you this is because it sort of represents the colours which I think lots of women automatically or instinctively go for because they look relatively safe. They're kind of very neutral, natural colours. But what I love about this palette is that it's neutrals, but they're really cool and flat rather than bronzy and warm. And I think that that kind of flat coolness just looks really elegant and chic and sophisticated, as opposed to that kind of slightly dated, lots of bronzy browns all blended into each other. So I just wanted to show you that. So I've made a start to save time. I have taken a big brush and swept that cream all over my lid. Can't fail, can't lose, just everywhere, all over the lid. Then what I've done, I'll just get a mirror so I can see what I'm doing, is I've taken this light kind of taupe colour, loaded up a brush with it. I can go over the top and show you again. And I've just swept that all over the lower lid to just beyond the socket line. And the reason I always go just beyond it is so that when your eyes are open, you can still see it. If you just go to the socket line, when your eyes are open, you can't see any colour. So I just go beyond it, otherwise it just seems a shame. It's a lovely sort of taupe colour that would go with any outfit. Chanel are brilliant at eyeshadows, I must say. I've always been a big fan of their eyeshadows. They're not cheap, but the packaging is glorious, and I promise you, I have every single Chanel palette I've ever owned still going strong. The colour is so good and so dense that they last for ages, and they don't go off either. So I've got a sort of taupe all over my eyelid. Now, what I would normally do is take a little smudging brush and take a darker colour, either this one or this one. Let's say, for example, this one. Give it a shake and just trace it along the lash line. Now that would be enough for me, especially for daytime. But I just want to show you a little bit of bolder colour, just so that you can see. I also have smudged it under here, under the lower lashes, in place of liner. You wouldn't need a pencil as well after this. This would be sufficient to just smudge some powder along. So that would be fine for me, I think, especially for daytime. But I just wanted to introduce a little bit of colour so you can see what else is going on for autumn. So this I just love. This is an Armani palette, and looks extremely pretty, as you can see, but it's just got this lovely sage green. Again, they're quite cool colours. They're not warm or with a bronze base. They're nice and flat and cool, and I love this sort of colour palette. I mean, it's a bit like my cardigan, but I love it. And these sorts of dual colours go really well together. So if you look at this teal here, you know, they're all kind of in the basic same colour family. They're all that sort of rich velvety colours. So because I've got a green cardigan on, I'm wearing a red dress, and I like red and green together because I like breaking colour rules, I'm going to go for this dark green here. And I'm just taking a domed, smudgy brush. This one's by Laura Mercier, I love it. But if you read my brush column last week, you'll know all the brushes I like. Blot it on a tissue. And just introduce some colour onto the lid. I like it just as a liner, but you could go further over the lid if you wanted. And you can see there, because they're so rich and slightly kind of sparkling, it just means that they blend really beautifully into the other colours. Do the other eye. And it's so simple. Anyone can wear sage green as well. It looks amazing on redheads, and lovely on blondes and brunettes, and lovely against black skin. It's such a nice, flattering colour to wear. I'm going to just pop some underneath. And because sage is a sort of colour of nature, it just looks natural on the skin. It's not like, you know, introducing a turquoise or a lime green or something like that. It's, you know, it looks earthy. So that's my sage green on. I mean, it is so simple, as you can see. You need so little expertise. I really just rammed that on them without much care. But a smudgy brush is a good idea, because if you have a thin, precise brush, you need to be straighter and you need to be more precise in order for mistakes not to show up. But if you've got a smudgy brush, you can be quite slapdash, and it looks absolutely fine. Especially, as I say, if you have one of these earthy colours that just naturally blend into others. I've obviously whacked on a load of mascara already. And then on lips, I would just keep things quite autumnal and rich, but soft. You don't want to go for kind of really strong eyes and really strong lips. I mean, you can if you want, it's just not my preference. So one of the products I talked about in this week's column were these new tinted balms by Burt's Bees. And the reason I love these for autumn is that they're balms, so they're light, but they come in quite strong colours, so you can wear an autumnal colour without looking caked in makeup. You can just have a sort of sheer wash of it, and it's such nice balms. So this one is called Dahlia, I think. Red Dahlia. So as you can see, that's quite a strong colour. God, it tastes really nice. It's quite a strong colour, but because it's sheer and not a big blocky lipstick, it looks more natural and it's easier to wear. It's less scary to wear than maybe you might find a lipstick. Or if you don't want to go that sheer and you want a bit more colour, let me just blot this off. You can go for this sort of colour. This one's by Smashbox, which again isn't quite a lipstick, more of a tint, but it's a nice complementary tone for autumn colours. And you can go for a blush in roughly the same colour. I am a bit funny about blusher and lips. I like them to match, especially if I'm wearing strong eye colour. So if I'm wearing a rosy lip, I like a rosy blush. If I'm wearing a peachy, corally lip, I like a coral, peachy blush, etc. So, as I've shown you before, load up your brush, dab off the excess. I'm going to dab off lots of excess because I'm already wearing some. And just stroke on the apples of the cheeks, i.e. the fat bits. And that's it. That's a way to just darken and enrich your colour palette for autumn. It's really, really, really easy to do, and it's just so lovely. I love autumn makeup, kind of, you know, proper powder, proper lipstick, really nice jewelly colours. It's one time where you can really have fun with makeup but still make it look really grown up and sophisticated, not like you've raided your mum's makeup bag. It's such a nice time of the year for beauty, I think. And it's not like your skin's all chapped the way it can be in winter. You know, your skin's normally in pretty good shape after the summer, and you can really, really get the most out of your makeup. So I hope you like the choices I've made in the column, and let me know how you get on in the comments section. Thanks.